This is Predator: Concrete Jungle. I think, in my opinion, this is the best single-player experience for a Predator fan. Now, this game was released in 2005 for the PlayStation 2 and Xbox Original Console, and ever since then, it was never released for any other platform. Now, there are some fans out there that think Predator Hunting Grounds is a better experience because of the multiplayer aspect, and that is entirely up to you and, of course, your preference. But for myself, I prefer the single-player aspect for the Predator video games. If a very good and smooth and content-filled multiplayer experience is available, then I think I would actually support that game as well. But this is why I didn't really like Predator Hunting Grounds. The multiplayer it felt unfinished. And on top of that, they had some really good ideas that would have been great if they added a story mode, which up until this day they have not done so, and I don't think they will do that. But Predator Hunting Grounds, I think, is a game that you can jump into for a little bit and then kind of get over it. It wasn't a game that I really got attached to. I actually got over it really fast. But when it comes to Predator Concrete Jungle, this game is just so fun. Sure, it was made back in 2005, but this game was filled with a lot of single-player content. And it's stuff you can go back to and play for fun and have a lot of enjoyment in it. This game was loaded with so many cool features. For example, this vision mode you're seeing right now in the video was supposed to be inspired or taken from the Predators in the AVP movie in 2004, where their vision modes had a kind of reddish tint to it. But I believe there's about 2 skins you can unlock in the game that have this kind of reddish thermal vision mode. But the other character skins would have the standard blue thermal vision mode, so that is pretty cool. You know, I think it really depends on the developer they choose for a project based on an Alien or Predator or Aliens versus Predator video game. It depends on them and how much passion they have for the video game and the franchise itself. And you can tell the guys or the team who made this game really loved Predator. And I can say the same thing for the guys at IllFonic that made Predator Hunting Grounds. Despite that the game does have its flaws, which prevent me from really enjoying the game, which is why I don't even play it at all. But I still do play Aliens vs. Predator from 2010 on PC because that game is just so much fun. I enjoy the game for what it offers. It has a pretty decent single player and a really fun multiplayer. But what I'm getting at here is, why couldn't they combine something like Predator Concrete Jungle, you know, the single player aspect with a great story, and have something like Predator Hunting Grounds for the multiplayer? That is pretty much a perfect Predator game. So before you guys say, is it true you want a game like Hunting Grounds and their multiplayer experience in a single player Predator game? I want something similar to that. I just don't want the same team who made that game because, as I said before, the game suffers from the various issues that are present in Friday the 13th. And if they never actually fix those problems in that game and they're present in Hunting Grounds, then they're going to be present in the next game. It's pretty much like a cycle, you know, and I don't blame them for that. It could be the funding issues, I don't really know, or limitations on staff and time. I really don't know what it is. But I do like their idea of what they did in Hunting Grounds for the multiplayer aspect. But I just think another team could take that idea and expand on it. The same thing goes for the single player aspect that was shown in Concrete Jungle. The story was so good in this game. The cutscenes were amazing. And for a game made in 2005, the voice actors were superb. This was an amazing single player experience for a Predator video game. You guys have to try it if you haven't tried it yet. It's hard to believe that a game this good with a great story and amazing game mechanics and features still has no proper sequel. I mean, the story itself was amazing and the ending was left on a slight cliffhanger. And at the same time, you can say that this game does deserve a sequel, but if not, at least make it backwards compatible on Xbox One X and Xbox 360. But also, if they can't do that, then just remaster the game in HD with high-res textures and 60 FPS and then release it on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One and possibly on Steam as well. That would please a lot of fans. This reminds me of a story. So I was playing AVP 2 in 2001 up until 2007. So I heard about this game and I saw the trailers and some gameplay footage back in 2005. And I thought to myself, well, why is this game not on PC? Why is it only on Xbox Original Console and the PlayStation 2? I mean, with doing that, then you're going to miss out on a huge portion of the fan base that plays on PC. So I was kind of left out of luck at the time. So fast forward a couple more years and I was doing YouTube videos and I did get an Xbox console and I got to play this game finally. And I thought, wow, this game is a lot of fun. I wish I got to play it back in 2005. So with that being said, I think we are in an era of technology where I think a lot of apps and video games and stuff like that should be available to your fan base that is on different platforms like console, PC, mobile, and so on. So that's why I think at least this game should get remastered at this point. I mean, it's been 15 years. Now, the main focus of the story is basically predators versus humans in a story from the past leading up to the present and the future. But during 2 levels and during a small brief cutscene with Lucretia Borgia, she does mention the Xeno-aliens or something like that. So you do fight the aliens, or at least some variation of the alien strain, in 2 levels. It's very short and they're not the main focus of the story because they're kind of there just for fun. And that's about it. So the story then continues with Bruna Borgia and Hunter Borgia. So Bruna Borgia was the god of gangsters back in the early days. And after that, his son was born, and his son was born really weak. But then the predator named Scarface exposed his blood to Hunter Borgia, who is the baby. And because of that, the baby became a lot stronger over time, even though he was in a weakened state of birth. But I guess you can say the predator's blood made Hunter Borgia very strong, which is something they have used in the comic books as well. Speaking of comic book ideas, this game also does feature a human-predator hybrid. This is the final boss, Hunter Borgia. Now, even though his physical form looks very large and strong, it was actually incomplete. The whole process was stopped prematurely by Lucretia Borgia, who was looking for her father, Hunter Borgia. The game does feature a lot of unlockable content like costumes and upgrades for your character's energy, health bar, and weapons. So there's other stuff to go back to once you finish the campaign, and there's also the ritual challenges. So for what it does offer, I think this game is one of the best single-player experiences for a Predator video game. But what do you guys think? If you got to play this game, tell me what you think about it in the comment section. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.